Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes, and I'm playing Soul Trader. This is the 5th episode of my Let's Play series. The last episode, we went and purchased the visas, so now we're not limited in where we can fly in the game. So this will help us when we're trying to do missions for folks. Sometimes the missions you get will have you fly outside of your visa range, but now because we've got all the visas, we're good to go. Alright, so the first thing I did, well, I don't know if you noticed on the top right here, I'm kind of filthy rich at this point in the game. I went and did some testing with the larger ships to see if they were worth the time, and it looks like we're good to go on money. I also went and purchased myself a cougar and outfitted it out pretty nicely. As you can see, the guns are pretty decent, and I think the engine is where I want it to be. Yeah, so this engine is good. Don't think I'll have to buy any engines for forever. Alright, so looking at, I was looking through my people list before I started this video to determine which ones did I want, or which relationships did I want to start sharing with folks. And I only landed with one, but I did run into an issue with another so Bridget Leggy. So this is, I don't know if she's related to me. She obviously has my last name, so she's related in some fashion. But apparently this was a character that my character met before the game started. And when I became friends with her, I found that I wasn't able to brag about being friends with her. So it's like a rekindling friendship. So it doesn't seem like you can brag about rekindling friendships. So, as I said in the first episode about relatives being a little wonky in terms of what constitutes a friendship or not, this is kind of what I was talking about. So, Bridget on my listing here is everything I possibly want: influential, heroic, and reliable. Um, because of the whole, rekindling friendship thing, it doesn't seem like this counts. So, it might be a suggestion or a bug I'll put in the forums to talk about, why doesn't this count as a friendship? All right, so the first thing we've got to look into. So this is the other person that I identified as someone that I want to brag about. Actually, is the only one in my list currently that I can brag about her. So I think I spoke about her in the first episode, so I won't take too much time on it. What I want to do now is I have to figure out exactly what are my goals in terms of attributes and whatnot. So let's fly over to London and take a quick look at the Senate building. Because my goal is to become president, this is obviously where I need to start working at some point. My character currently works the bank here in London, so I've got a job already, well off financially, all that good stuff. So let's just talk to this guy at the desk and ask to join. Let's see what jobs I can get. Now, it looks like I can already pick up the political assistant job here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Acknowledged.
I'm going to just check my story real quick, just make sure that, so it looks like I've now met all the other employees here. And it doesn't look like I received a negative story for leaving my other job. So it says here, Johnny O became a political assistant at the old Federation Senate on Earth. So you got to be really careful about jumping different buildings or different companies, because you can get a negative info put on you that says like you didn't work at this job very long. But if you end up becoming promoted in the same building, you don't seem to get that. You do get a nice green one that says was promoted to a higher position. Alright, so let's see here. So asked to join.
Okay.
This person can't get me in the senator position. So let's see if the senators are. So there's a manager here. Nice. So let's talk to her and say ask to join. So unfortunately, there are no vacancies for senator here. I don't know how you can remove someone from office. You may have to just wait for them to leave for another job, or if I can start saying bad things about the senator and get him kicked out. So I'll have to see kind of how that works as time progresses. I haven't become president yet. It's the reason why I picked the goal. So I'm gonna have to see how to deal with no vacancies or not. Alright, so we've got our senators here, Senator Bissett, Senator Travell, and then we have the managers here too. So anyone that's labeled manager, as well as the president. So what normally happens is someone's in a high position, they tend to be busy throughout the day. In earlier versions of the game, they would stay at their position quite sometimes indefinitely. I've seen senators that are just sitting busy, even on the weekends. From what I understand, the bill that was released today was fixed this issue in some way. So we're gonna have to take a look at what their habits are and see where they go after work. I did notice that there is a bar here now yes, there's a bar here now in London. So what we'll probably need to do to talk to the senators and the president is to kind of camp out this bar after work hours, so around 6 or 7 o'clock. But let's start by kind of buttering up some of these folks. So this person's already my aunt, so that's not going to be a problem. So let's chat with her. Small talk. Alright, this doesn't look like I have a lot of time to work with her because her patience is only 1. So when this occurs, the first thing to do is just ask to do a favor. So just asking for a package to be delivered. Now, it looks like this is on Earth, so it's going to be an easy one.
Okay, sure.
And to get to your list of missions / quests, you just click on your portrait, deals, and then person here, enter for future reference. Looks like she's a manager somewhere, and it's actually in the same city. Let's see if she's here. Alright, this doesn't look like she's in right now. The next thing to check, see if you're in the right spot, is if the person's house is here too. So Madeline Bary is who we're looking for. Alright, so it doesn't look like she lives here. So we have to figure out where she could possibly be. The Chaplin group, Chaplin group is a hotel. So, and she is somewhat known in Richard's Market. Okay, that's a pretty good indicator there. So that may be where she's living right now. The other thing you can do is you can ask people that you know. So let's go to the hotel real quick and see if there's any of my friends in here. Friend's wife. Alright, there's nobody that I know here. So let's get to know somebody real quick. This person is very well known, well off financially. She does no profession, so she must be retired.
Hello.
She'll have plenty of time to talk with us. So just going through all of the parts. Yeah, she doesn't like some of my friends. It's interesting. Or her opinion of me is nil, so, and she doesn't know those other people, so it's kind of a toss-up. I'm just checking to see. I got my yellow one here. Start off by talking about divorce. That's a good idea for the conversation. Alright, let's start loading up on these loyalties. Leave one for the rents. Alright. And, looks like my loyalty is probably going to be maxed out. Because of all my fiddling around with the larger ships, I also have a lot of stories related to wealth. So I'm going to just go past these became friends thing, and then talk about the ships that I bought. So I have to get my wealth up. Everyone I can. A decent raise at their new job. And let's try to up. Oh, I'm still at one patience. So red ones. Relationship's almost maxed. Or well, up to the next level. Let's hit the influence as well. Influence is really good for getting jobs in the political arena. Alright, now that I've got a pretty good relationship with her, she's at 2 bars right now. Another red one, I'll just, nope, I used them all. So now I'm going to ask about the subject of what I'm trying to find. So luckily she already knows Madeline Bary. Fortunately, she doesn't know much about this person.
Okay.
She says that she saw her in the same place we're at right now. Alright, because it's later, there could have been a possibility of Madeline walking in. You can actually see it if it says last seen. That means she's not at the place you're at, so there's no need to go through this. So, do I have any information? Right, okay, so because she says it says that she's somewhat known in Richard's Market, let's take a quick jump over there. But you can also look at their visa to see where they can possibly go. It's funny because this is a $30 mission. So you kind of would hope that it's right there. So Richards is on Venus. So let's fly over there. And the first thing we can do is look to see if her house is here. And it's not. But the fact remains that people know about her here. So I want to look for managers. And you can't really tell who works where. The manager is pretty ambiguous, but just look for people in like a suit here. So let's start off with choose subject. So he does know Madeline Bary. So let's somehow I'm already 3 levels with him. Interesting. It's like he knows. Maybe I've spoken to him before, or where's my moralities? That's interesting. Alright, so let's just build up my stats with him. It looks like he got to know me passively through other people. I'm really surprised at the blue. Alright, so let's build up my loyalty. And my wealth. And let's hit that one influence one that I have. Good at math, so I'm going to lunch it apparently. I really wish there was some sort of sorting with this list. It's so much faster. It's at the bottom too. It's not. Okay. kind of hitting these red ones is kind of my way of refreshing this listing over here too. So I've got exactly the stats that I want people to know about me. This guy. So my ability's already maxed out. Is there anything with influence? Maybe the oh, looks like he already knows that I know her. That's what we were looking at earlier. Yeah. Alright, so I guess I can just keep pushing the relationship up here. My ability's good. That's good. So, what I want to do now is I want to just check to see. His name is Lowell. I must have become his friend already at some point. Bible and a top mechanic. It's all I get to know about him after all that talking. That's interesting. Alright, let's see if we can dig. Chat about lease. So I'm gonna see if he knows where she can be found, and he doesn't know. Alright, so he didn't know very much about her. It's unfortunate. This guy's a cadet for another suit and tie. Suit. So check-in assistant. There are no check-in assistants at the market. Only managers. I don't think they have trainee managers. I think there is. She's somewhat known in the Tokyo market, so that does tell me that she works in the trade post.
Hello.
Alright, let's see if she knows. Yep. Let's just tell her that.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. So it looks like she knows exactly where last seen. So it's still not definitive. So we may want to get a little bit more information. Telling her how awesome we are. Loyalty gets wealth, and it should be good enough. Looks like I overdid it on the patience. Didn't mean to go too far. I think one of them took 2. I was counting it. Alright, let's check out the moon real quick. Too far away. Maybe jumping the gun here a little bit. You could, well, always check to see when. I was going to say, you can always check to see when that particular story occurred. Because if it happened in the 1790s, then it's too far back to really matter. Still, it's a lot of work for 30 bucks. I mean, she might have just moved. Alright, let's land on the moon. And check to see if her house is here. Madeline Bary does live here, which is great. So it's 12 a.m., so it's really, really early. If she's not in her house, I don't think we're going to find her unless there is a hotel or bar. Yep, it's looking good. Yep, and looking at the top right, you can see that she's here. Just need to find her in this gigantic list. Here she is.
Hey there.
Deliver the package. Great. Looks like that was part of the new addition to today's build as well. Or you don't have to go back. I don't have a deals tab anymore. That's weird. So it looks like the mission has now been complete. Let's see. It's good to know we're while we're here. Oh, I did it again. Oh well, I gotta keep my eye on that. And let's check to see if we're able to garner any information about her based off of what she told me. That last one, she didn't tell me anything. And unfortunately, I don't have any information regarding what. I don't have enough information to have a perception. So we finished that $30 quest. So we're gonna go back. Sleep for the night. I'm gonna let this video run for an hour because there's a lot involved with getting what we need to get in this one. I guess I can stop at an hour. Should be okay. Alright, sleep for the night. And the government building is not open yet, but I can still probably talk to my friend, my aunt actually. If you're working on building your reputation with someone, it may be good to this is the person. It'd be good to pin them. That way, when you click on them, you can just hit visit. So visit's the last place you saw them. Let's see if it updates when I jump into this hotel as 40 people in it. Yep, it updated, so she's here somewhere. There she is.
Hello there.
So she's gonna be happy that I delivered the package for her. And because she's in a hotel, it's much easier to talk to her. Alright, so let's bump up loyalty. Looks like I got some bad stats from some passive things that she heard. Well, she is my aunt, so she knows a lot of my dirty secrets, such as getting kicked out of the Senate, as well as I am terrible at running games. So let's try to hit those parts first. So influence and wealth, which is terrible because those are the stats I need for everything. So wealth's not a problem right now because of how many ships I bought just recently. Keep an eye on that patience meter. Alright. And I think buying a ship also provides you some influence, because my influence went up. It was negative before. Yeah, so purchasing a ship influences your influence and influences your wealth. So let's just buy like a ton of ships and sell them and get a bunch of wealth and influence, which would make that pretty easy. Still looking at that. I do want to raise my influence, but I want to make sure that Rosemary Leggy she's not in my friends list. There she is. Great aunt. So it doesn't look like I have any information on her right now, so I'm not gonna. Well, the fact that she's saying that it would be an influence game tell me something like over here. Rosemary. Yeah, it's definitely. Right, I'm not sure exactly why it would raise my influence if she doesn't know anything about that character. Let's just keep on trucking here. So my influence is pretty good. Let's see if I can dump up the influence one more time. Alright, I'm gonna go for it and see what happens. So, Rosemary. Oh, there's an update. Influence did pass by the line, which is great. That's exactly what I want. So let's see what happened when I said that I was friends with Rosemary. Okay, so this is telling me that someone that's already pretty influential is pretty impressed by the fact that I know and I'm friends with Rosemary. So I'm going to add Rosemary to my list of people I want to add as a friend. It's a pretty good witness test. So, people, she's at the bottom here, right? There she is. Unpin her, and then pin her again, since I'm in order that satiates my OCD. Alright, so let's see what we got. Is there any more influence? My ability would be nice. Bump that up over the line. I got plenty for loyalty. So now let's just pick up loyalty a bit. Nice select these. And when it's updated, you can see that every single one of the attributes that I care about are well over the line. Influence is a little bit short, but if you notice that there are these little white lines in here, and that kind of determines the level of intensity of that particular perception. So if you know, your relationship is really high, you're great fun. There's only one line for wealthy, so you're either wealthy or not. And then absolutely loyal is you've hit that bottom, that line at the very end there. So that's nice. So I now have a work colleague that's going to talk about all these things with my other work colleagues. But I really, let's see, I can probably, don't I have, oh, well, actually, what I was thinking about was I just did a favor for her, and obviously she knows that I'm reliable because she was the one I did the favor for. What I was looking for was the info that I had done that particular favor for her. So let's do another one. So this one's really interesting, that you have to be great fun and a scoundrel. So I need to find someone on my list that is a scoundrel of some sort. I can brag. Alright, Yoke Annable. So let's keep friends with Yoke Annable. Here she is. Let's see if that put me over the edge. Nope. Let's see if I can get it. Not enough. So I have to do this another time. Alright, it's 9 a.m. So I might have the ability to see work. Nope. Yes. Okay. So the senator's still going to be busy. I'm just a political assistant right now. There were no positions open for manager. So I think I'm just going to have to keep. Now there was an update 2 days ago that if the person has a favor to ask of you, or you know of the fact that they have a favor to ask of you, it will kind of do a temporary chat here. You can click on chat and you'll just be able to ask for the favor. You won't be able to do small talking at all. Alright, let's continue to butter up the rest of the folks that are here. So here's my friend. And they all become your friend when you get the job. This person is not my friend. Why not? So she's a manager here. This is also a manager.
Hey.
It doesn't look like I've got a lot of patience with her, so I'm going to do her a favor. So let's get rid of this person, because she's pretty much good to go. Alright, the dreaded delivery quest when someone's location is not known. Again, look at the $600 and the fact that she's has a visa and only the new order. So it's free to do it. Gives me a little patience to talk to her too right now. So let's do that. Let's loyalty going. Loyalty's maxed out. And then let's brag about all the ships that I've bought. So many friends. Yeah, one of those, so I only clicked it twice, it was at max. So one of those is taking 2 patients away. Could choose a subject as well. See if she has any further information. Says she doesn't know anything additional than I already know. Do that. Can't remember who gave it. Oh, nice. Didn't realize that the person that you got the job from was up there. That's awesome. Awesome addition. Okay. Too small font. See if I can pick another one about the ship. And see if both patients points goes away. So. Just one. Up my influence one last bit, and there we are. Okay, so let's get started on this quest. This is the person. Alright, she's doing alright financially, is well known across the whole of Helios. Now, Helios sounds like a city name. Figure out where exactly Helios is. It sounds like one of the cities on Io. Let me repair my ship. Keep remembering that because the Cougar tends to get damaged quite easily. As you can see, the repair bills are much higher too. Go to Mars. So I want to go to Mars, Ceres or Vesta, Sybil, then to Io. Sibley? Someone corrected me already on the YouTubes. Vesta looks like it's closer. But it matters, it's not so fast now. So these no location quests are pretty fun. You really gotta do a lot of investigative work and talk to people you haven't really spoken to yet. Breanna Ready had some really good guns. I think they were actually kind of bugged too. Let's see.
Hey there. Okay, sure.
Yeah, she has a gun that has negative rounds per minute. So if you want to cheese mining, look for one of these. But I'll put a bug report in, and hopefully Parsons can fix it. But yeah, it basically just shoots a long stream of death out of your ship. It's shooting so fast. Alright, so we're looking for Helios. And I don't like cheating, I'm like trying to memorize exactly where all the cities are. So it's not on Io. Let's check Ganymede. Helios. If it's not in the first couple of planets, I'll go ahead and cheat just so that you guys don't watch me just fly around here. There we go, Helios. Oops. Just in case I end up staying late, I'll buy the room now. Alright, let's take a look at this person. So she's already financially well known across Helios. She's a manager. So that could mean that she either works at a bank. Oh, and there she is. That's it.
Hello there.
Mission complete. Done. Alright, so let's go ahead and fly back to Earth. That was a lot easier than expected. Really just trying to figure out. So, there are some instances where they'll be famous somewhere, but they might have just moved away from that location. So you can get some good information on somebody by just going to where they're famous and trying to find people that know that person, and then pinpoint location based off the information they got. So a lot of stories like this person moved or got a job at blah blah blah. Those are ways you can kind of try to sniff out exactly where the person went. So we're still working on this person. No, I didn't pin our target for buttering up. I need to start doing that. Mars. Okay, so it's 7 p.m. So let's check to see if we can start talking to people at the bar. And if not, probably hit them up on at home too. Something I realized this morning while I was testing some stuff out. You can actually just sit at your house or in your house, and any friends of yours that live in the same city will visit you. Sometimes once you become friends with people, you don't actually have to chase them down anymore. Right. We have to figure out who that person was. I think our deal is gone. So Annabelle, she's manager. Well, there's the president, so let's talk to the president.
What's up?
3 patients right off the bat. Pretty sure she did something naughty to you at some point. Don't have any strong opinions yet, so let's just make some small talk. Go through the whole gamut. So loyalty is important. Let's just do 2 and see how much it gives us. So it looks like 3 is the way to go. Yeah. 3 loyalty is good enough. And wealth, influence. This is good too because it gives you reliability. It gives you loyalty as well. It'd be nice if you're maxed out on something that it would kind of negate the impact of this particular entry, so that when you're kind of done with an attribute, it would kick to the bottom of this list and just stop having to scroll through things. But from what I understand, there's going to be some sorting options added to really make this a lot easier. Let's keep kicking up the wealth, and oh, I did it again. There's one of them that does too, I think. Or maybe I'm just 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not good at this yet.
Hi there.
Alright, so I did all I could. Looks like I've got wealth and loyalty up to the right point, and looks like influence, yeah. So I've got influential on there as well, so if she talks to anyone about me, then those will be the stats. I get kicked up. So wealthy and fun. Let's see if there's any senators in here. There's Senator Set. I'm interested to see. Let's start the conversation first. Time doesn't pass. I'm interested to see, now that I know the president a little bit better, if some moral person, maybe the president changed at some point. Because I remember her being like annoying or something. So maybe the president was changed out. And maybe people moved from their jobs quite frequently. Alright, so let's start talking to this guy here.
No.
What did I just click? I think I just asked him. Yep, I did. I asked him to, if I could borrow his ship. Misclick. Alright. That gave me a negative story. Because I'm keeping friends with Amberly, and he was around when I was basically fired from my job before, so got to work on wealth and influence. Looks like we're making some good headway there. Still need a little bit more influence. So we're gonna go to the became friends with section. And we want to select Melinda. We got Rosemary too, so that's good. Let's see how she does. I keep forgetting it doesn't update. And let's look for Melinda. There we are. And let's just add to the. Still not updating over here, so that's all I'm doing. I sent that bug in, so it might be getting fixed soon. Oh, hopefully this yellow one will. Nope, it still didn't update. Alright, just clicking on green things now. Let's do a favor from this guy. Tamara Ready. And this cost for these. Amarani is in Io. I'm pretty sure that's the capital. So I'm surprised that if I were to do a parcel delivery for someone that's, you know, in a different region, I'd still be paid 175. somehow I got my patience back, and I think that's because I just hit the 3rd level here. So I really need to see, well, let's check to see how those friendship shares went. Yep, Rosemary and Leggy is definitely the way to go, and so is the other one. So these 2 folks are perfect for bragging rights. So I don't need to check those anymore. I've already triple checked them. Alright, loyalty is good. Oh, here we go. Here's another ship purchased. And I'll just give the last one. This one's good too. Oh, yeah. Just gotta tell people I'm good at math. That's important. Alright. And the raise. And the low. Nice, like, yeah, it's gotta be something that could be done better than having to scroll through this thing. Like maybe favoriting something, I don't know. Alright, so let's go and do this mission. It's 9 p.m. So I don't think there's going to be anyone around to... Oh.
Hey there.
There you go.
Okay.
Got him before he
Certainly.
left. Do some shit. Let's pin both him and the person that's fine. Yep, I was right about it being IO. I don't know if you saw what I did there. Here's telling you the city name. If you go over here and click on the planet, it will give you the planet name too. So off we go, flying halfway across Seoul for $175. That's the relationships that are important. Hopefully after doing a couple of these favors like this, start giving us some more interesting quests. And while I'm flying, I could probably take a look at how that senator looks to my character. Save game while spinning out. Unreliable, influential, and a scoundrel. So he may be good to use if I want to get those scoundrel points for some people. And unreliable will easily be mitigated by the fact that I'm doing all these favors for people. Alright, because I know where this guy is, it's probably going to be in his house. Even though he's sleeping, still just say, hey, wake up, I got a package for you. So Manuel Lundy. There we go. Yeah, they expose the person's home if you have a mission for them, so it's just nice. He's socializing at 1 a.m.
What's up?
Kid should be asleep. Alright, that quest is done. So I can unpin him. And then fly on back home. What I also like to do, if I didn't have this much money, if you know of any diamond spots on your way back and forth, easily just hit a diamond spot. Going back to Earth Earth likes to pay a lot for diamonds. 78. Where's my diamond? There it is. I got some crazy weapons now, so this is really quick. Especially when it's 3 o'clock in the morning, the weekend. It's best to just pick up some things. Oh, looks like I was wrong. It's actually 4 capacity for the Krieger. This one's closed. Don't go full throttle. That one was also closed. So we're hitting about 52 minutes in this video. So we can go ahead and start wrapping up just a little bit. But I just want to see, because it's the weekend, I'm interested to see what this version of the game does with people that are normally busy sitting inside their office all weekend long. Just sleep for 2 hours. Alright, let's see if we can visit this guy. That's cool. It looks like, so it's the weekend. And the Senate is open. It looks like you can chat with people. Huh.
Hi there.
But there's no patience either at all. So that's,
Hi.
meh. I didn't realize there's this many senators. Crazy. That's a lot of friendships to build. And the fact that it's on a Saturday, you'd think that they'd either be at home or at the bar. But it looks like I'm gonna have to just mark all of these senators. What's this one doing? He's in the blue. Still can't chat with him. This guy, cool glasses. So these will be the 3 people that I'm buttering up to try to get a job as a manager. I should also butter up what other manager are there too. So I think there was a manager position open, so I probably want to talk to. I can't do anything now because it's the weekend. But yeah, let's make sure that I'm marked her too. Make sure that I'm marked up early. Alright, so let's visit her. She's, because this didn't update, she's not in this building. She will probably be at home. Or not. Alright, I don't know where she is. Maybe she went to work. So I noticed that if you pick somebody you need to visit, and they're in a building that is closed or private, you can get in by just clicking visit. So I don't know where she is. She's still. Alright. So we're sitting about 55 minutes. I don't want to start something I can't finish within 4 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead and close the video now. Thanks so much for watching. We were able to get some relationships built up, as well as some attributes built up. Like, this is really, really solid. Each of the attributes are well past the last bar. Each one of these. So over time, you would hope that, like this guy I've never spoken to before, and he already knows a little bit about me based off of having conversations with a coworker. This person I haven't spoken to either. So yeah, like without even speaking to this person, she already has a pretty good idea of what kind of person I am. And they all seem to know about how is this the same president? Yeah, I guess it is. So this president made me redundant. Just fired me. So, but I'm back to get my job. Alright, well, seems like a good enough session for now. This goes into how to gain attributes with people, picking the right people to share your friendships with, and how to find people that are unknown location-wise to you. So hopefully you learned some stuff from this, and thanks so much for watching. This is Johnnyonoes playing Soul Trader.